Okay, so we're going to take a look at solving one-step equations. All right, so something that we're going to keep in mind is PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So what that means is parentheses. So it's these guys. Exponents. So if I had like 2 to the 4th power, that's 4 is my exponent. Multiplication. So it's like our little multiplication symbols could be like a X or a dot. Division. Addition. And subtraction. And this will help us as we go work through solving one-step and two-step equations. So these are order of operations. So we always do our parentheses first, and then our exponents, and then our multiplication, then division, then addition, then subtraction. Okay? So let's take a look at the first problem here. If we have x minus 2 equals 5, all right, so you may be thinking, well, what do we do first? We are going to add 2 to both sides. We want to show that we're doing it to both sides. Now, here we have -2 and a +2. All right, so I'm going to highlight that right here. So we have a -2 and a +2. So a -2 plus a +2 will give us 0. Okay, so that'll cancel out and we'll be left with just x. So that x is still there. Make sure we can see that a little bit. There we go. So that x is still there. And then 5 plus 2 is 7. All right. Now if we check it back into our original equation, 7 minus 2 equals 5. And that does check out. Now here we have x divided by 2 equals 5. Something we can look at up here for. So here we saw that subtraction, addition and subtraction undid each other when we had a -2. We added a +2, and that gave us 0. So here we can look at that division and multiplication go together. So multiplication will actually undo our division. Okay, we can also look at this and say something divided by 2 equals 5. What divided by 2 equals 5? But let's see. What I would do first, we have x divided by 2 equals 5. And we're going to actually multiply both sides by 2. And then these will cancel. Okay, and let's take a deeper look at that. So 2 over 1, so 2 over 1 is the same thing as just 2 times x over 2. You probably learned this before, but since these are the same, so we got a numerator getting multiplied by something, it's the same in the denominator, they cancel. And we are left with x over 1, which is the same thing as just x. Okay? So, we multiply this together, so now we're left with just x on one side, and 2 times 5 is 10. All right, so now I'm going to have you guys are going to try this problem. So something divided by 10 equals 3. So pause the video, take a second, try the problem, and then we'll go over it. All right, so now at this point, you should have tried the problem. So if we have x over 10 equals 3, I want to multiply both sides by that 10 over 1, which is the same as just 10. And this will cancel out. We'll be left with x over 1 equals 3, which is the same, equals 30. We multiply both sides by 10. See, that is a mistake that is very, very common. So see, I just multiplied by 10 on this side of the equation, but I forgot on this side. So whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Okay, so 3 times 10 is 30. X over 1 is just x, so x equals 30. All right, I'm going to try another type of problem here. So if I have that 5x equals 75, that means we know 5 multiplied by something equals 75. So what will undo multiplication? Division. So 5 times x is 75. And we want to undo that. So we want to divide both sides by 5. So this will cancel out just like up top. Okay? Because 5 divided by 5 equals 1. So this we can cancel out here. We're left with x equals whatever 75 divided by 5 is. And we could put that into a calculator, or you could just know it, but it's 15. You can check back. 5 times 15 does equal 75. Okay? So try your best on the IXL on solving one-step equations. When in doubt, just try this method. Something divided by 5 equals 35. Okay? Something times 5 equals 70. Okay? So if you think about it that way, you can use some deductive reasoning, or something plus 2 equals 10. So then you can think, well, what plus 2 equals 10? X would be 8. What times 5 equals 70? Well, we'd have to do 70 divided by 5 and see what that is. We divide by 5 on both sides, and we would get 14. Something divided by 5 is 35. So that helps you think about it a little more intuitively. Okay? All right. Please message me if you have any questions. Send me a picture of the IXL if you have questions. Okay?